Best Practices for Online Discussions in CourseWorks. Welcome to this video series on temporarily teaching online. What you learn here will help you prepare to deliver several class sessions online should you need to do this during a temporary university closure. This video will present CourseWorks discussion tool options and tips for promoting learning through online discussion. In CourseWorks, you can create focused or threaded discussions. Focused discussions permit only one layer of replies to a response, whereas threaded discussions allow infinite layers of replies to each student's response. Focused discussions are the CourseWorks default. Focused discussions have the benefit of encouraging students to focus on the prompt. In general, you should use focused discussions for highly defined prompts where you expect thorough initial responses and don't want to focus heavily on student-to-student interaction. With threaded discussions, students can reply back and forth to each other in ongoing discussions. Threaded discussions encourage students to come back and refine their thoughts in a community setting. You can make a threaded discussion by checking the Allow Threaded Replies box in the options when editing a discussion. For either type of discussion, it is important to set expectations for when, how, and how often students should plan to participate, and whether students will be graded on their contributions. Also consider your own presence in the discussion. How will you participate in and guide the discussion? Promoting learning through online discussion. Tips. Articulate learning goals. Communicate to your students the purpose of the discussion and the knowledge and skills students will be applying and developing through the online discussion. Set the tone for discussion. Communicate guidelines for participation for online discussion etiquette. Communicate expectations. What should students contribute, how, and by when? Also, communicate the criteria that you or your TA will be using to evaluate student contributions. Maximize students' engagement. Consider how students might play an active role in the discussion by taking on different roles, whether being discussion starters or discussion wrappers, summarizing the discussion at the end. Plan your prompt. Consider carefully the type of questions that you ask as the facilitator. Make sure that the questions are open-ended and invite students to contribute. And also, encourage students to include additional materials connecting their learning. Facilitate the discussion. Tell students what role you and your TA will play in facilitating the conversations online. Close the discussion. Make sure to have someone, whether you or the students or the TAs, bring the discussion to a close by providing a summary of key ideas, themes, and takeaways. For more resources on these tips and strategies, download from our website. This concludes this section on discussions in CourseWorks. View resources from Canvas instructor guides about discussions, available online. Or enroll today in the CTL's Assessment and Grading in Canvas online course, which has a module, Module 3, dedicated to creating and organizing discussions. Additional resources are available through text, including by author Howard. For teaching and learning support using CourseWorks, contact CTL at columbia@columbia.edu. For technical support using CourseWorks and other university-supported tools, contact CUIT at cuyt.columbia.edu.